Okie dokie. So we are going to work on our tile backsplash here. We don't have all of our tile yet, but we have most of it, so we'll be able to get probably up to around about here. And the reason why we can kind of do this in stages, we're going to be using this stuff. I'm going to show that off, sis. It's this Mussel Bound. It's basically just double-sided tape, but for tile. Usually on a small project like this, where it's just, I mean, you know, this is about 8 feet wide and 5 feet, 4 feet tall. It's perfect for something like this. You don't have to get a bag of mud. You don't have to get a bunch of other things. It doesn't really make a mess either. You just simply put it on there and you can just start putting those tiles on there. So we're using these Subway tiles. They look like this. And so this is a special like gray version. So we don't use white, but basically had 3 boxes of it and had to get 2 more. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna clean this off.
Gray.
It's like lightish gray.
Almost white and really and kind of like a little bit gray.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna see how level this countertop is. With this level, we'll get another level, and we're gonna start putting tile on. Let's clean this counter off.
Yeah! You can put the tiles right here.
We can, huh? I believe you.
And feel better.
So, as you can see, pretty much level. Maybe there's a tad, you know, we can move it on the left side up a tad, but looking good. We're just gonna start getting this tape on here, and then we will snap a line for our first row there, get the first row right, and after that we just go after it. Alright, that's the first 4 rows done there. You can see it goes pretty quick, pretty easy. That's why I like this stuff, and the best part about it is I don't tile a lot, and when I do I usually cover this because I make a giant mess with the mud and and all that, but it goes pretty quick. I'm not very good at tiling, but I can get by. It's looking great. This Mussel Bound stuff makes it super easy. The only thing I'll say with this is make sure your tiles aren't at all dusty or at all wet, because it'll fall right off of that tape. So this first 4 rows, let's get going and do the last little bit here before we run out of tile. That makes sense, because I thought I pressed it on, but I didn't actually press it on. All right, there we go. Top is done, sides are done, shelves are in. We've just got these small kind of gaps to fill here. Nothing major really, pretty simple. So we'll knock those out. Here's the other side. Kind of lucked out here. This lined up pretty well. So didn't have to cut on the right side there. You'll notice, and you'll see in the video, I was using the hair dryer over here and was wet cutting them, which you can do. It's just you have to dry them for, you know, after you try to put them on. I think you saw like one over, a couple over here, just when they're wet they fall right off. So switched over to just dry cutting. Dry cutting leaves a more jagged edge, but like honestly, when they're up top or on the side over here, we're gonna grout and just kind of cover that the best we can anyway. So you can kind of see maybe in here, you can kind of see that was dry cut, super jagged. I mean, you could sand that and try to make it look a little better, but you know, just kind of went for speed later there. Just trying to get this project done. It's not the easiest work, but you can see with this tape, Musselbound, it's really a breeze. So we're gonna knock these last little bit pieces out, and then good thing about this is we can grout this right away. So no need to wait a whole day for everything to cure up. We can just hit it immediately. So let's get to it. And there we are. Bottom's in. Bottom's in over here. And we're looking good. So I'm just going to clean up for a bit, while kind of let this sit a little bit, and then yeah, we're just going to get to grouting this thing today and knock the tile off our list here. Getting close, getting super close. Feels good. So again, yeah, just going to clean up. Kind of blew up everywhere, so getting everything really cleaned up really well, and then grouting later tonight will be nice when it's all clean and got a nice workspace again. But curious to see how these shelves go up. They just slip on there pretty easily, but those things are rock solid. So yeah, I think it's coming together. It's looking great.
got that done. Sorry, battery died on me while I was doing it, and well, one tip when you're doing grout, just don't stop. We've had this stuff dry up on us before, and we've had to scrape individual everything out. So yeah, that's that's pro tip number one. Just when you start, don't stop doing it. Not bad. We went with a light color for obvious reasons. Number one being just not as good as I used to be. Don't do this a lot, so some of these gaps get a little big, and when you use a light colored grout, at the end of it, you just can't tell. So that's a one way to hide up. If you're new, I know the dark grout, the contrast looks really good, but sometimes the lighter grout is the right choice, and you just don't notice any gaps. So got that done, got that washed. You can see some of the grout haze over here and over there. That's the second wash. You kind of give it a, rule of thumb is like 10 to 15 minutes. You wash it out after you float it all in there. Get your lines and your grout lines, get them really clean and good looking, and then 2 hours later, come back and clean that grout haze off. So we're moving and shaking on that. I'm gonna get the shelves on today after I clean all the grout haze off. We'll kind of get some caulking on the sides and finish up some trims down here, put the toe kick in, and we'll be looking pretty on this. Okay, it's been a couple hours. We're gonna go ahead and clean off all of this grout haze. You can buy the fancy cleaner at the stores. I've always used this. Just a little, let's put it out of the light there. Just a little distilled white vinegar. Put about a cup in here with, about 3/4 full of water. So that usually cleans it off really, really well. And kids are home, so maybe they'll help, maybe they won't, but let's get this cleaned off. And there we are. It's all cleaned up. We can put these shelves on now. Probably gonna caulk this line, the rest of the countertops, do some touch-up paint. I guess I should clean that off. You can see it comes off pretty well. So that's the tile done. We'll get these fancy shelves put in, and just keep finishing up this space. I like to leave the bucket out. I'll probably hit it again lightly. Just, every time you clean it, it gets a little bit cleaner. So not too bad, actually.